Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Cooper Derkach of Northville football. How are you, Cooper?
Good. How are you, Casey?
Doing well. So workouts are in full swing. How are they going? And I know they've been I know there's been a lot of people at them as you guys get ready for 2025. I know we're recording this in April, and season won't be until so obviously summer practices begin, June, July, all that fun stuff. I know you obviously got the camp, and then of course in full swing gets going in August. But how are workouts going?
So workouts have been going really good recently. We started in the winter and like from then we've had tons of kids showing up. Last year the numbers were good, but this year we've almost like basically doubled them. We're having almost the whole team at every single lift. I mean, now because of spring sports, obviously less kids are showing up, but still the kids that aren't playing sports are all showing up. We're getting really good chemistry from the workouts. When you have everybody there, like it just creates a really good bond, and it's been really going really good.
So I know we talked after the season ended, but what were some of the things that I know now that you've had more time to think about it, like what were some of the biggest things you took away from last year?
Um, One of the biggest things I took away from last year was just like I need to bulk up more because getting hit last year was not fun, and like I've been doing a really good job of that. I've gained a ton of muscle. I mean, after I broke my wrist, it was a setback, but I mean, I'm farther than I was last year. I'm lifting more than I ever was, and putting a lot more meat on my body.
Yeah. So what is the biggest thing that you want to that you're focusing on over the next that you've focused on over the next few months, and what do you want to do in these next few months before we get to June?
So like these next few months and like the past few ones, I've been really focusing on my leadership. I'm trying to be more vocal in the gym and whenever I'm with my teammates. We've also been doing on Thursdays we rent out a total sports field and we get the guys together, which is really good practice. And I've been playing 7-on-7, which like prepares me. And like another thing I need to work on, which I've been doing really good with, is like making pre-snap reads and reading the field. And like this year, I've been doing a lot better at 7-on-7 than last year. And like I kind of like are is like it's helping me get better at reading the defense, like
Yeah.
basically.
And I know that there's been I know it's 7-on-7 season coming up with with the legacy stuff, and then of course with the team 7-on-7's coming up in the summer. But what have you what's that been like to just be a part of it? I know it's obviously it doesn't cover the blocking and tackling stuff, but that'll be later. But what's that been like to just get a chance to throw the ball around and stuff?
I mean, I really like it. I know a lot of coaches don't really like the whole 7-on-7 concept, but I think in a quarterback standpoint, it makes like having a defense knowing you're gonna pass every time is obviously gonna make the game a lot harder. And when it's harder, it makes you better. So it really, in a way, prepares you for a real game because then you know the defense won't know where you're gonna run or pass the ball. And really, 7-on-7 has been making me a lot better at the pre-snap reads. This year I've been like reading, okay, I go up to the line, read the safeties, read the corners, and it's really been helping me do that, which I can like implement next season when playing real games.
Yeah. So this is a big year for you because it's your senior year, and we'll talk more about this as the year goes along. But is it? I know you're still in your junior year and all that stuff, but in just a few months you're going to be ending your senior year is coming up. Has that came across your mind and at all?
Yeah, I mean, it's my last year, so really I'm just gonna put everything on the line. I've been working harder than I ever have, and I know like how I do on this year. Like this is my last year of high school football. I know like I'm only gonna be able to play high school football once, so I'm gonna be putting everything I have this season so I can remember in the future when I'm looking back on it, and for any college opportunities coming up. I also want to have a really good season. So yeah, I'm taking my senior year really important to me.
I know obviously being a senior, there's obviously a lot of these, every week and every during the season, there's so many there's just a lot of things going on, just with, with school and just being a kid and then just all the stuff that's going on in the world. But how are you just able to block all that out?
I mean, really the main thing is just like I just focus on me. Like I focus on like my goals are obviously academics, getting that putting that first, and then really my free time just focusing on sports, obviously friends, but um really like I just like kind of block the outside stuff out and just like focus on what I need to do to become a better football player next year and a better person.
So in in the grand scheme of things, like the accomplishments you want to do in the next 2 months, like what do you see? What do you want to have what are your goals for the next few months before we get right before the first practice begins in August?
Um, One of my goals, I want to get up to like 180, 170s, like high 170s, because I want to be able to still run because that's one of my big factors. Another goal is probably just to like I mentioned before, to become a better leader, become more vocal on the field. That's something that I got better at last year, but this year I want to start strong at doing that.
Yeah, for sure. Um, all right. Well, Cooper, thank you so much for the time as always, and we'll talk to you before the season starts.
Thank you, Casey.